What's up, guys? Derek here with Tap and Turn Gaming, coming at you today with another episode in our Secret Tech series. Today's top 10 Secret Tech will be for Orzhov, and we'll be going over some of the cards we liked that fall victim to being maybe underplayed, maybe underutilized, maybe just overseen, that do fall in the Is It color frame, which is black-white. So we'll take a look at what we got here. We'll start with the creatures. First up, we have High Priest of Penance. He's a 2-cost 1/1 human cleric. And he has the ability of whenever High Priest of Penance is dealt damage, you may destroy target non-land permanent. I feel this guy's great. He's great for going offensive just to get that 1 damage through, because if they block him, he's going to die to 99% of the creatures out there. Then you can take out one of the permanents. Or you can use him as a blocker and do the same thing. Or if you just want to ping him with one of your own things, the fact that he can destroy any non-land permanent just when he's dealt damage is nice, because even if he's dealt damage, his trigger goes on the stack and you regenerate him to keep him, he's still dealt damage. He was still dealt damage, rather, so his ability will trigger. That's pretty cool. Up next, we have Maw of Obstet Aid. It's a 5-cost 3/3 Thrall. And he has the ability of sacrifice a creature, and creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. Now, there's a lot of creatures that do similar things to him, but they don't necessarily do it for all creatures you control. A lot of them are sacrifice a creature to give this a +1/+1, or a +2/+2, or a +1/+1 counter, or something along those lines. But where this guy gives you the ability to sacrifice a creature to give all creatures you control a +1/+1 till end of turn, that's powerful. Because you could, play something like a Endrixar and start spitting out some thralls from him, and then go ahead and sacrifice like 6 or 7 of them, and then give your guys a +6, +7, +9 if you get more. Like, it's the power potential of this card is really, really good. Then we have Still Moon Cavalier. Now, this is probably one of the most expensive cards we've had on these lists, where it does come in at almost $4.50 because it is played in some formats. But I think as far as EDH, which is what we focus on, it's severely underutilized for EDH. It is a 3-cost 2/1 zombie knight, so it is in the zombie tribe, which makes it powerful. It is in the knight tribe, which gives it a lot of support. It does have protection from white and black, so it has pretty phenomenal protections. But what makes it powerful is that for 1 black or white, you can give it flying. For 1 black or white, you can give it first strike. And for 2 black and or white, you can give it a +1/+0 until end of turn. So this guy can really be a powerhouse blocker, powerhouse attacker, powerhouse whatever you need him to do. Early game, you can just give him first strike and pump him to be able to block your guys. Then late game, just sink all your mana in and go deep with him and just do some serious damage. That's why he's on the list. Next up, we have Triad of Fates. Now, Triad of Fates is a 4-cost 3/3 human wizard with 3 pretty cool abilities. You can pay 1 and tap it and put a fate counter on another target creature. You can pay a white and tap it to exile that creature, or exile target creature with a fate counter on it, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control, so you can flicker something. Or you can pay a black and exile that target creature with a fate counter on it, and its controller draws 2 cards. The versatility, let me get out of the way and say this card is slow. What it does is slow, but it brings some versatility where you can flicker something every other turn, or you can exile something every other turn permanently. That's just really good versatility. It really is. I mean, it's undeniably good to be able to say that you can flicker something every other turn without having to combo or abuse something. It also is a wizard, which gives it access to a very strong tribal, a human, which gives it access to a pretty good tribal. So it has a lot going for it, outside the fact that it is a 4-cost 3/3, so its body isn't that great, but what it does pretty well. So up next, we have our instants. First up, we have Executioner's Swing. This is a pretty cool spell. It's a 2-cost instant, black-white, colorless, just black-white instant. Target creature that dealt damage this turn gets -5/-5 until end of turn. So this is pretty good because you can use this to really take down some monster creatures. If a creature attacks you and you block it with a 1/1, you can give it a -5/-5. If a creature attacks you and goes through, you can give it a -5/-5. But what's really cool about this is that if someone attacks you with, like, say, a 10/10 and you block with a 6/6, you can then go ahead and give it this -5/-5 and take it out. So you essentially had your 6/6 take out their 10/10, or actually you could use a 6/6 to take out an 11/11. And that's really why this card is not bad, is because of the fact that you can really pull off some power play swings, blocking a 6/6 with a 1/1 and still have the 6/6 die because of this card. That's a pretty cool ability. Next up we have Zealous Persecution, another instant. This is another 2-cost black-white instant. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1, and creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. So this card can fill a lot of slots. It can give that 2 power and toughness gap if you just cast it for what it does, and your opponents are attacking, you give all their guys the -1/-1 and give all your guys the +2 with the +1/+1. Or you can go ahead and cast it on your combat, give all your guys the +1/+1, all their guys the -1/-1, that's whatever. Or you can just cast it as a pseudo sweeper and sweep away all the opponent's token creatures, if they make 1/1 elves or 1/1 soldiers or something like that. And that's pretty cool. So again, I'm all about versatility and things having like good synergy and multiple uses, so this really falls under that category. Up next we have 1000 Lashes. This is a 4-cost enchantment. 2 a blue and a white. Sorry, I don't know why I said blue. 2 a white and a black. I have blue stuck in my head. This is an enchant creature because it's an aura. It says enchanted creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated, so that's pretty cool. That usually comes in like a 3 mana cost type of enchantment that we've seen many, many times. And it also says at the beginning of the upkeep of enchanted creature's controller, that player loses 1 life. So it's similar to like Pillory of the Sleepless, as well as they can't use their activated abilities. So that's pretty cool. That's why I have it on here, is because it really does 4 things at once. The creature's enchanted, so that's whatever. But they can't attack for 1. They can't block for 2. They can't activate abilities for 3, and their controller loses 1 life. So you're hitting them on 4 different straights, and that's not bad at all. I really like that it does that. It does do a similar thing to a lot of pacifism style effects, but it has a really nice overall package, being that it does those 4 things, and I can really get behind that. Up next we have sorceries. First up we have Castigate. Castigate is a 2-cost sorcery, black-white. Target opponent reveals his or her hand, choose a non-land card from it, and remove that card from the game. Now what I like about this is that you cast this for the 2, you get to see their whole hand, and you choose a non-land card from it, and you exile that card. So that is just a powerful ability for 2 mana. It doesn't have to be a certain type of card, except for not a land. It doesn't have to be a certain mana cost or a creature or a not creature. All it has to be is not a land. You gain access to all that knowledge, and you exile it. Not discarded, and that's what makes this card more valuable, is that the card is actually exiled, and that makes it hard for a lot of things to happen. Next up we have Obstet Aid. This is a 5-cost sorcery that costs 3 a white and a black, and it says return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I mean, it does what it does it very well. It's not really a mystery why this card is on the list. I think it should be played in every single black-white deck, or most decks that have black and white in them, just to be able to get back anything you need. That's pretty cool. I mean, there's tons of spells in black and white that get back creatures, but this one gets back anything that any permanent. You can even get back a land, planeswalker, enchantment, really anything you want, and that's a really good ability. And then we have our lowly artifact. This is a 3-cost artifact, 1 a black and a white, and this card says tap it, sacrifice Tainted Sigil. You gain life equal to the total life lost by all players this turn. So what I like about this card is, again, the multi-purposes that you can use this for. You can use this on your turn if you get attacked, almost like a pseudo-fog. You still take the damage, though. If it's your turn, your opponent attacks you for 20, you take that 20 damage, tap to sacrifice it, you gain that 20 life back. It's like it didn't happen. Or you can go ahead and attack your opponent for maybe 20 damage. We'll just use that as an arbitrary number, the 20. And they take the damage, they lose the 20 life. Then you sacrifice this by tapping it, and you gain that life that they lost. So now you've set them back 20 life via attacks and gain 20 life on top of that. So now it's a 40-point life swing. I also like that you could cast something like a Exsanguinate for maybe 10, and in a 3-player game you just sapped 2 players for 10. So now you can tap this to gain 20 more. It's really cool. It's really versatile for what you can do. You can use it to make a hit a little harder to your opponents, or you can make it so you can erase hits on your side, and that's pretty fun. But that does round out our top 10 for Orzhov. So the cards that we had were High Priest of Penance, Maw of the Obstet, Still Moon Cavalier, Triad of Fates, Executioner's Swing, Zealous Persecution, 1000 Lashes, Castigate, Obstet's Aid, and Tainted Sigil. I am Derek with Tap and Turn Gaming. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check us out for more videos. Thanks a lot, and goodbye.